So, are the Commonwealth Games relevant anymore? That's the topic I wanted to discuss in this video. So the Commonwealth Games are on in Birmingham in the UK at the moment. Too much fanfare and plenty of athletes and countries participating. History of the Commonwealth Games is quite interesting. It started in 1930 as the British Empire Games and took place in Hamilton on Ontario in Canada for the first time. Since then, the games have become bigger and they now encompass 72 different Commonwealth nations. And the conjecture is, whether or not these games are relevant anymore in today's world and today's sporting world in particular. And I used to be a proponent of the negative side a few years ago. I used to say the Commonwealth Games are a waste of time. I remember watching them as a young kid growing up in New Zealand and didn't really get too excited about the Commonwealth Games, but I've changed my attitude over the years, and right now I believe that there is a place, and a good place, for the Commonwealth Games to be in. If you've watched any of the action over the last days from Birmingham, you'll see that there's a lot of great competition going on, but there's something more important happening, I think, as a result of the Commonwealth Games taking place, and that is that it's a great platform for young athletes to have a taste of truly global competition, maybe for the first time. And I think it's a great stepping stone for those athletes that have inspirations to participate perhaps at the Olympic level and to go on and have a professional career over a sustained period of time. So I think having events like the Commonwealth Games, even though it's limited to the Commonwealth nation of countries, I think it's a good thing. And coincidentally, we have the under 20 World Athletics Championships going on at the moment as well in California, and I think this is also a really good event for young athletes to be out there on the world stage having some really truly global competition. And there's some outstanding performances that are happening at the moment in both of these competitions. The games are dubbed as the friendly games, and I think that's a good way to promote it, because it gives the intention then that everybody's there to have a good time, but also to focus on their events. And we shouldn't get too wrapped up in the medal tally count. I think today, just before I made this video, Australia was leading the tally count with about 125 medals in total, 48 of those gold medals. England was in second place and Canada was in third place. So those are typically the countries you'd expect to see at the top of the medal count. I think the Commonwealth Games also provides a great opportunity for cities to host the games, to bring a major sporting event to their city. I went to the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games when it was held there recently, and it was a really good event, and it was really good from the perspective of volunteers getting involved and the community getting involved in the event. Having been to several Olympic Games compared to Commonwealth Games, I find the Commonwealth Games are a lot more friendlier from the way they run and the type of people and athletes' motivations and everything else, whereas the Olympics is very serious, very elitist, as it should be, because it's the pinnacle of world sport as far as the games go. But I think the Commonwealth Games has a rightful position in society, filling that role as having a platform for younger athletes to go and start off on their careers. The other side of the Commonwealth Games is also those athletes that are maybe about to retire from their sport and who have put in many years dedication representing their countries, and maybe they haven't made it to the pinnacle of world sport at the Olympic level. And I think the Commonwealth Games gives them a very good platform also to say goodbye, to finish their sporting career and to have one last dance at a big sporting event. And I think that's a very important process as well for retiring athletes. At the best of time, it's difficult for athletes who are retiring to choose the right moment to go out. Many want to go out on top, and the Commonwealth Games can provide that kind of platform. So I think there's also relevance in the games because of that reason, allowing athletes who have had a good long and sustained sporting career to be able to finish off at high. It also creates opportunities for older athletes to be involved, and I was quite amused and also very inspired today when I found out there's a lady representing Scotland in the lawn bowls. She's 72 years old and she won a gold medal. That's an incredible story, and it just goes to show that no matter what age you are, if you apply and dedicate yourself, there's a platform out there for you to be able to participate at that stage of your life. And I think that's a wonderful story. Rosemary Lenton is the lady's name, and she was playing in the pairs and the bowls over there in Birmingham. So a fantastic story from the Commonwealth Games. I also watched an incredible race the other day between it was the 10,000 metre women's final, and Eilish McColgan from Scotland won an incredible race, and it was a very incredible, inspirational race because her mother, Liz McColgan, who I actually interviewed on my sports channel, had won the Commonwealth Gold twice in her career. And Eilish went out there, and with about 200 metres to go, she was neck and neck with a competitor from Kenya. And then the crowd just went absolutely crazy for McColgan, and she ended up winning the race, which was inspirational but also a very motivational situation. So here's a runner who's progressing through her career, doing very, very well, hasn't really made it at the top huge elite level yet, but she came out and she won a Commonwealth Games gold medal the other night, and it was an inspirational performance. It was an incredible motivating and stimulating experience. The crowd were amazing, and the Commonwealth Games delivered that, and I think that's really, really important for the sport. So yeah, I sit here today and I say yes, the Commonwealth Games does have a place in world sport. It is a great platform for young athletes coming up, but also for athletes that are looking to retire and move on from their sport. And it's also been indicated over the last couple of days that those athletes that didn't perform so well at the World Athletics Championships recently in Eugene and Oregon, they had another opportunity here very quickly after the World Athletics Championships to perform on a major stage. And I think that's really, really important, because there's such a fine line between success and failure in the athletic world. And some of those athletes might have turned up to Eugene, they might have had some injury doubts, or they might have been, in the case of Omyanala from Kenya, he was fighting against the visa process and only got there hours before his heat race in the men's 100 metres, but he went on to win a gold medal at the Commonwealth Games yesterday, which was a fantastic thing as well for him and for the nation of Kenya from a sprinting point of view. So there's a lot of great backstories, there's a lot of great inspirational stories that come out of the Commonwealth Games. And for those athletes that didn't get to peak or perform at their height at the World Athletics Championships, it's given them another opportunity very quickly afterwards to come onto the world stage and perform. So that's also been really, really good to see. Anyway, I'm really interested to hear your thoughts. You may be watching this video and you're actually in a Commonwealth Games nation somewhere in the world, or you might have been to a Commonwealth Games. Tell me about your experience. What did you find when you went to the Commonwealth Games? Also, the next Commonwealth Games, something really interesting is happening. It's been awarded to the state of Victoria in Australia, and they've decided to have a unique situation that's never been done before, and the games are going to be split up over 4 regional areas within Victoria. So there's going to be different hosting sites in different towns across the state of Victoria, and I think that's a wonderful initiative, because it's going to give those rural communities an opportunity to have a world-class sporting event on their doorstep. So you can imagine what that's going to mean to their local economies, to their local kids, and all the inspiration around that, not only during the games but also during this period of build-up after the Birmingham Games have been completed. So I think those initiatives are really good from the Commonwealth Games organising community, and yeah, keep up the good work. I think that's a really, really great thing. So tell us what you think about the Commonwealth Games. Really interested to hear other people's opinions. And if you like these videos I'm putting out, I'm going to be updating on a daily basis about sports news from around the world on all sorts of different topics. Subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell notification, you'll be notified every time I drop a video. And leave us a comment. Love to know your views and thoughts about the topics that I talk about as well. So there we go, that's it for this video, and I'll see you again soon in another video.